Ladies, gents, 13th of April 2020. It's Monday. Good afternoon from Europe. Still Easter time. So happy holiday season. Happy Easter. So there is a bank holiday almost all over the world. Even we have the bank holiday in Canada, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. But we are here to check how the US cash market will look like. So that's what we are going to focus. A slow day with a little bit of the dollar strength. So let's have a look if that's gonna continue. How the US cash market will looks like. Alright, so as usual, we are going to monitor first 5-minute trading range, and the US market is officially open. So, well, there are positive numbers going on when in Europe, Spain, lately Spain, when it comes to today, when it comes to the coronavirus, that might spur a little bit of the relief rally, but on the other hand, guys, we are, I would say we are far away. The CDC said that we are days ahead of the before we are going to hit the peak in US. Well, hopefully, my fingers are, just don't get me wrong, my fingers are crossed, but we've seen in Europe that there was a, when it comes to the Italy or Spain previously, there was a few days of the relief numbers going lower, but then next day through the roof. Few lower numbers through the roof. We have to take into the consideration, in my opinion, the holiday time, and those numbers might not be correct, unfortunately, right? Also in Spain we have this first day when those some businesses might reopen, but while the Spain is still on the lockdown, we have the extended date when it comes to the French and Italy. All right, so that's about the Europe. US, well, the numbers are. If someone can see some positive in that numbers, that's, well, looks like some guys. I really have a quite good imagination, but looks like some guys got even better. Well, that's good. Again, don't get me wrong, my fingers are crossed. Let's get rid of that shit. I'm sorry, but let's get rid of that shit as soon as we can. But it's not gonna be that easy, right? Even if I'm not mistaken, some Fed members last Friday said that someone has to think twice if they think that we are going to have the V-shaped recovery. So if we have something like this from the Fed members, that's telling us something, right? Also, when it comes to the weekly jobless claims from the US, come on, 16 million after 3 weeks. So, well, you know, earnings season is coming, all right? Earnings season is coming. For sure, they will have to have positive tone. You know what I mean by that? Someone from, higher level is going to say that the tone has to be positive. That could produce another fake rally when it comes to the indices. So we are still in the early phase. 4th minute just started. Let's have a look at the higher picture when it comes to the Nasdaq and where we are. So finally we are getting very, very close to the levels we discussed previously, towards 8,500. I'm not gonna be surprised if today we are going to try to build a swing high, or that's not gonna surprise me at all. We are going to have another upper shadow and trying to start to. We might use the opportunity that US is trading alone, right? We might use that opportunity that US is trading alone. So in that case, we might see another relief rally higher, and we might see rejection, something like this towards the end of the US session, right? And then when the whole world is going to get back to work tomorrow, it might look a little bit different. Again, we do have earnings season starts tomorrow as well. So that's how the US session looks like. Even if we are going to make some kind of the measure, but still 30 seconds, but looks like we might not get much higher from here. So if that's gonna be first 5-minute trading range, if we are going to make that 3 times, that's gonna bring us towards 8,300. Let's switch to the let's get back and let's make it a different way. Why it's not visible? It is. So it's a. So this range is, yeah. No, it's not visible. It is. It's just the retest of the high today. I'm not sure if you can see it. No, you cannot. Probably. Okay, different 4 hour. Yeah, that's better. So that's the retest of the high. So maybe some kind of the stop hunt when it comes to the higher time frame. So overall, I do expect lower liquidity, lower volatility, and I'm not gonna be surprised if we are going to see higher levels. That's the summary of the US stock. So the later towards the end of the session, that could be the case for me to try to look around where we are and what I can do. Now, oil, of course, most of you guys already seen, because it was almost impossible not to see that, huge victory announcement on the President Trump Twitter that he finished the devastating war between oil prices, when it comes to the oil prices between the Saudi Arabia and Russia, right? Huge deal and zonk at the beginning of the session, right? So retest of the Friday low. There is a little bit of the attempt to make the rally, but my way of thinking when it comes to the oil, at least we are going to retest some certain levels to make it possible to do over under, and I'm talking about the levels below 20 or close or right below 20, right? So we might have some kind of the 2180 might be the first one, right? 2180 might be the first one, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them testing 2050, all right, and then trying to close the business over here towards 1920, right? So 2180, 2150, 2050, and then 1920, 1915 on the smaller time frame. So that's how I see the possible oil reaction. Well, don't forget that you can monitor my trades. You can check what I've been doing, what I'm doing, and I've been trading short side of the oil Friday post this first announcement. So I've been trading, I've been in a trouble a bit, then I sold from the higher levels. So overall quite okay when it comes to the oil. So what today when it comes to the oil? Well, so if that Friday, Thursday late last week attempt to go higher, failure around the high, new low, right? That's what I'm telling you, that's exposing the lower levels. How can I try to join the party to the downside, right? Well, first I'm going to watch the reaction here. I'm going to watch the reaction around 2380, 24. That's the first thing first. And then I'm going to watch the reaction if seen 2480, 25, right? So that's the key zone for me over here when it comes to the oil. All right, looking to sell right now. If I'm gonna to miss, then I'm going to look very carefully what we do at the levels we discussed from the buying perspective when it comes to the oil. I started to buy euro-dollar short position, and I started to buy euro-dollar short position based on today's failure. Right? That's what we were discussing. 950 might be the key, right? Guys, if you were trading today and you didn't make that trade, even from intraday perspective, so I don't know why you're watching every day and then, not following some easy instructions. It was really, it's not that easy always. That's the first thing first. I don't have any holy grail, but this type of the setup with the failure around 950 we were discussing, I don't know, like whole previous week, right? So it's doing well. I took partial profit because the move was sudden. I'm still waiting to see if we are going to the retest, because there is a possibility we are going to have over under. So there might be the chance we are going to have a chance to join, right? Of course, based on what was it? Based on this base, I'm not surprised the market is trying to make a little bit of the rebound, but I'm still negative when it comes to the euro dollar, and we really discussed for quite a long time, right? Intraday worth to watch somewhere close to 935, but again, for me, retest based on this over under could be the name of the game. I'm still very tiny exposed to the short side here on the euro dollar. And finally, cable here is very interesting. Here is very, very interesting. Finally, we hit the levels above 25. So finally, we hit that stops. Now, watching carefully. I've been telling you that I'm short and I might be forced. So I'm watching the daily close today very, very carefully. What I would like to see at the end of the day, move lower below that yellow level. We are talking about the levels close to 24.80. I want to see daily close. I don't want to see two consecutive daily close above 25, right? That's the thing. I might try to think about this intraday finishing the business, so rebuilding somewhere around 25, right? From the intraday perspective, but overall, medium term, long term, I'm exposed to the downside, but I'm on the verge of being forced to close. So watching very, very, very carefully. Cable, right? When it comes to the calendar, guys, nothing extraordinary. When it comes to the Tuesday, Wednesday, we have some good US data package, as well as Bank of Canada rate decision and the Beige book at the end of the day. So the Wednesday is gonna be very, very interesting. Same Thursday, so towards the end of the week, we should have the higher volatility plus earnings season will start. So that's how I see the things at the beginning. Actually, not in Europe here because we're still here Easter time, but that's how I see the things when it comes to maybe tomorrow, right? So watching very, very carefully, guys. Don't be trapped. And let's check what is going on around either later today, if suddenly we see the higher volatility, or tomorrow when the Easter time is coming to the end. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe, and don't be trapped when it comes to the market. It was my pleasure to make the update for you. See you around, guys. Thank you. Take care and goodbye.